G'day there and welcome back to Spec Esports to join us for the final round of RS1 on PlayStation, and we're about, what's that, 6 minutes into qualifying at the moment, so thought I wouldn't waste any time and jump straight into it. We might take a look at a track map and all the rest of that before the start of the Grand Prix, but thanks for joining us if you are tuning in. Hope everyone's well, and if you had a race, then yeah, hope it went well for you. Yeah, it's crazy to think how quickly it's gone. Really, it's flown by. So yeah, currently we have Just, who we're watching at the moment, on a provisional pole. So we might get up a bit of telemetry and whatnot, and he's actually on a lap. So I might tune in with him, and he validates. Say that. So yeah. Commentators first there. They're all going to be on soft tyres, so we won't need that. Fast lap. Camera, broadcast TV. Cool. Alright, let's see if we can. And Duncan's retired. I'm not quite sure. See him. Dommy also retired before going out on track, so maybe opting to start last. Sent himself a bit of a challenge. Joey on track now, his teammate. Ooh, heavy lock up there. Misses the apex slightly, but still gets rotated again, missing the apex. But kind of a slingshot corner, that one, so if you lose time at the apex, ooh, he's missed the last three, so he's backed out of this one. Not a good lap, maybe. Needs some more practice, but G-Force Ford getting out of the way of a new driver, VRT Young Power, who is very quick. We're right on board with G-Force Ford. Got a couple of fill-in drivers in this lobby as well. Oh, as he has a late. Oh, I don't. Wow. Quite sure what to say about that. Yeah, we've got a couple of fill-in drivers. So we've got Wogboy here in the Ferrari, Leo, who's just starting a lap now, so let's go with him in the McLaren, and Isaac Cush in the Renault as well, currently P5 with a 106.3, so a great lap from him really. And the new guy, VRT Young Powers, in P2 already, so some better lines there from Leo compared to Joey a moment earlier. Comes down to, like, not technically the final corner, but the final real corner on the track, because this little kink up here is not much of a corner. You do want to hug the inside as much as you can, stay on that white line, and then cut across the pit lane entry, stay all the way to the left, cross the line. He's done that 6.90. You can do a lot quicker than that. Leo should be up near the 6.5s or 6s at least. So about where Wogboy is probably. Tom as well. Not a bad lap from him. So all but one driver who set a time in the 6s/5, and that's a very frustrating validation there for G-Force Ford, whose connection, must be said, is not great in this lobby. Anyway, he looks like he's keeping on going to maybe get a delta, maybe he can go again. Yeah, looks like he's going to go again, so unless he does what he did last time, no, he's going to go again. Oh, God, he's super close there to invalidating. Both on the apex of turn 2 and the exit as well. Very, very close. Joey's left the session. Oh, and that's going to be an invalidation. So G-Force Ford really struggling with track limits in this short qualifying session. Yet to get a representative time on the board. A 7.2 is not going to be competitive in this field. Joey has left the session. I might just flick him another invite. Oh, wait, can I do that from... Oh, he's joined back, so all good. No dramas. Just our provisional pulse here. Going for another lap here in the Red Bull. Oh, I don't mind his helmet. That is a good looking helmet. Let's see if we can get an off-board shot of it. Got some pink and purple and yellow. There's a bit of white as well. A bit of blue. It's very, very snazzy. Using first gear in that corner. Purple mid-stack needs up 1 million, 10th and a half. Could he be on for a 5 here? I'm not sure what his delta's going to be, but opens up DRS, hugging that inside left, crosses the line. Oh, just misses out on a 5. That is outstanding pace. Very good lap there from Just. Could he be on for another victory? We'll pick up Young Power on his lap. Meanwhile, Izet Kush has gone. Oh, and he invalidates. So he's backed out immediately. Kush about to start a flying lap here. And Yannick to P2 now on a 106.1. But we'll stick with the Renault of Izet Kush, who came P2 in RS2 this season to ACW. Two are very closely matched throughout. ACW in the end, just a little bit more consistency in the race compared to Izat, but for outright pace, I think Izat's probably quicker. So very interesting. It's not all about pace in league racing. You gotta have that. You gotta have the racecraft mentality and consistency, which I'm sure, like, he's still quite young and he'll improve. Well, both of them are. So. Oh, he backed out of this. Didn't use the whole exit curve there, and I thought he might have backed out. But looks like he's keep on going. Oh, he has backed out. 0 ERS, so I think he might be going into pits. Is anyone on a lap? Young Powers invalidated. Yannick is going into pits. Tom. He's on a lap. We'll pick up Tom, another RS2 driver. He's backed out. Wogboy about to finish one. It's going to be a 6.4, decent lap. So that means in P8. Imagine doing a 6.4 and it only been P8 in a 13 car field. It's very crazy. So Joey validated he's about to start a lap, or is he going to go into the pit so he can go out for a final run? No, he's going to go. So this is going to be Joey's final run. He's committed to it. He won't be able to get back into pits after this lap to go again. So this is it. And he's yet to set a time. So this is a pressure situation for Joey. Haven't even got... That's that purple first sector, wow. So going well so far. Nice and planted through the long right-hander. Hitting apex is a lot better than he was in his first lap, where I caught him through the middle sector and he wasn't hooked up at all through there. But this lap is much better, and not quite a purple second sector. Short shifts to fourth, out of that corner is definitely what you want to be doing. Hug the inside, getting a bit of static audio, but hopefully it's all good. And to the line, 6.6, which is 10th place. So these guys will be coming out for their final runs shortly. Or right about now, actually. So hopefully they won't leave it too long, because it's going to be a bit of a car park down in that last corner to start your last flying lap. And the man on the who's under pressure, Joey's done. Essentially, he won't be able to go again. But G-Force Ford, I wonder if he's happy with P12, or whether he wants to get up amongst it in the top 10 on softs. Might not be a bad strategy to start with only 13 drivers. Might not be a bad strat to start on the medium tyre and see if you can go with Domi, because I'm pretty sure that's what our crowned champion is going to do, having elected to not set a lap. Alright, let's see how he goes on this run. So Joey's retired after having done his final run already. G-Force Ford, here he goes, last run. His teammate G-Force Crichton, by the way, had a bit of study to do this evening Australian time, so yeah, opted to sit this one out. I know he loves Brazil, so he wouldn't do that unless he really needed to. So obviously study and all that comes before playing games, so good to see he's got his priorities right. Young Zachary. Ooh, a little bit oversteer there through right hand. I mean, managed to catch it though. So it does seem like that G-Force Ford is, I was about to say his setup is a bit on edge, and that just proved it again through the middle sector. It's a fine line, running such an edgy setup and finding time, and that is going to be qualifying over. So everyone's on a lap now, except for the guys that have already retired, and Yannick's retired. And what's this going to be from Ford? It's only good enough for P10, 6.5. Just is retired. Ken VRT, Young Power. Snatch pole from him on debut. No, he can't. He's backed out. Oh, when. I'm not sure what he was dodging there. Is there a LRB? He's invalidated. So Cohen's finished. Izakush second. Great lap there. A 6.1 if you don't mind. Very nice lap there. Tom's retired. Wild Boy not on a lap. That's going to be it, guys. So everyone's finished or retired or invalidated. So VSR Just, the final pole position of Season 4 in RS1 goes to the Red Bull driver with a 6-0. So we didn't quite see a 5, but 6-0 is still insane. There you go. 6.0. That is I believe that's less than 4/10 off the world record. So to give you an idea of the pace, and this is in a short qualifying session as well. So very, very impressive. Yeah, the top guys on PC, Opmir and whatnot, they're in the, I think, 5.6, 5.7 area region. So not far off is that Kush. Very impressive lap there to get himself P2, showing that he possibly should be in this tier anyway. But anyway, Young Power P3, good lap from him. We'll go through the rest in a moment, but let's have a look at our track map just quickly. Oh, and it's raining. Very interesting. So I'm just going to pause this so we don't get the sound, but go. So welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix. Of course, we've just seen the drivers do qualifying. We've got a wet Grand Prix at Brazil, Interlagos. Literally means between two lakes. And there you can see Sao Paulo track, 4.3 kilometers, 2.6 miles, 15 turns, 2 DRS zones, lots of elevation changes as well. Yeah, I don't think the game or even watching on TV really does it justice, just how much the elevation changes in this track, even through this, like sections like the Santa S's, it's a big drop, and then up the hill as well, and back down, and back up and back down. It's yeah, it's really on like a steep hill, or built into a steep hill. So, all right, we'll go back to our drivers who are starting their formation lap. So I'll go through the order again. So VSR Jules taking pole position from Isaac Kush, VRC Young Power on debut, VER Yannick, SHZ Cohen, VSR Duncan, who's been on fire recently, not just in RS1 but other PS4 leagues as well, LRB in the Williams, Wildboy standing in his first race in RS1, fresh off a podium, or what would have been a podium, would have been P2 in RS2, but he got a puncture on the second last lap. And Yannick and Cohen have hit each other and been disqualified, which they're not disqualified from the race if you are new to the F1 game. They've just been reset to track, reset back to grid. But that means they won't get the benefit of this formation lap in terms of warming up their tyres and make sure all their tyres are up to temperature. So they're going to really struggle off the line, and then probably the whole of the first lap as well until their tyres get up to temperature. And there is the predicted pit stop strategy. So it looks like the whole race is going to be intermediate. I think it's going to be a one-stop. Anyway, so we'll go back to our grid. So after Wildboy we have TRT Tom R, another RS2 driver. GeForce Ford probably out of position there. He won't be happy with that qualifying. He needed to get a lap in. Yeah, and I could only get P10 in the end. Leo P11, Domi P12, and his Haas teammate Joey brings up the rear of the field. So it was a very competitive qualifying. Hoping for similar in the race as well. Yeah, you can see the racing point of Cohen and the AlphaTauri of Yannick on the grid there, waiting for the other car. So they've been sat there a long time. Their tyres are going to be super cold. Alright, as we get set for the start of the Grand Prix. Go to the front here. The lights are on. 5 lights for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the grand finale of RS1, and it's lights out, and away we go. And looks like Isaac Kush has got an awesome start, so he's actually jumped Juice. Juice is still down the inside. Can Duncan get... Oh, it's Young Power, sorry. Young Power around the outside, and Kush has spun. Maybe didn't see the Alfa Romeo, but he's gone all the way to the back as Kush. And gets going again. Hopefully doesn't have damage, as they all file through turns 4 and 5 up to turn 6. Oh, and there's contact at the back there. There was another. Oh, there was Joey, I think. So, a couple of guys having problems there. And GeForce Ford has a penalty already. What is that? Penalty. Drive-through penalty for GeForce Ford. Wow. So he must have jumped the start to the Mercedes driver. That's going to hurt his race. Well, that's essentially going to end his race. Unless there's a safety car. Of course, always a good chance of a safety car. Always, Izukush sends it on Leo and gets past. So nice move. That's one position back. And Tom has reset to track. Very dangerous. Don't like to see that. But just leads them through lap 1. Closely followed by Young Power, Duncan, Yannick, and Wogboy up to P5. Great start there from the Ferrari. So, and then we've got Cohen Ford, who hasn't served his drive-through yet. Domi has got past LRB, our champion. Where's he going to end up today? He's up 4 places already, up the most of anyone. Joey's up 3. Izzat's down 9, but it's already made up 2. Joey past LRB now. So LRB getting past, and Izzat as well. And Joey running very wide. Oh, we'll go off board to get a bit more action there. So Izzat through on LRB, and Joey ran extremely wide there and gave up 3 positions, I believe. So very treacherous conditions here for our drivers. But just leads it from Young Power, Duncan, Yannick, Wogboy. Interesting to see how some of these RS2 drivers are able to go in this hotly contested field. Duncan sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, so it's kind of a shame once again that, similar to last week, that Izzat's had a lap 1 incident and has been pushed down the order, because he was P2 and got an absolutely amazing start, to be honest. He was past just into the turn 1, just able to hold the overlap, which means Izzat had to leave the space, and then Young Power coming on the outside, the two just came together. I think it was more or less a racing incident. Go back to the front here. There's Young Power chasing Just, followed by Duncan. Then we got a bit of a gap there between Duncan and Yannick. You can see it there. It's not greatest camera angle. Yannick trying to catch up to the back of the Alfa Romeos. Wogboy as well, holding his own from Cohen, and GeForce Ford will have to serve this drive-through this lap. He's got 3 laps to serve it, so, and Domi is right on him, so let's see, right on board with Domi. See if he pits this lap. He does. No choice but to pit and serve that drive-through penalty. And Zach Kush right on the back of Domi as well. Very nice line. Isaac Kush is an extremely good wet weather driver. Having raced against him myself many times in the wet, he is on another level. So yeah, he should be up there mixing it with Just and Young Power, I'm sure. I'm not sure if he has the pace to catch, pass all these guys to catch up to them. That will be really interesting. He's not that far behind actually. So it's 2 seconds between Cohen and Domi, and I expect Domi to catch on to the back of Cohen, and Kush should be able to tag along, so to speak, as well. So we don't have a gap in this field bigger than 2 seconds at the moment. Oh, sorry, that is a blatant lie because I missed P12 and P13. Unfortunately for GeForce Ford, having that drive-through, and Tom had to reset to track, or maybe got reset to track by the game, as just sets the fastest lap with Grand Prix 1:17. So probably a good 6 or 7 seconds slower than race pace on dry tyres. If you are just joining us, then welcome to the grand finale of RS1. Championship has been decided, of course. BSR Domi, currently running P7, has that championship wrapped up, and G-Force Ford's retired in the pits, which is understandable. Yeah, did not have a good time of it, even in quali in the race as well. So hopefully we'll see him bounce back next season. But does the right thing, and if he's not going to finish the race, then retires in the pits, which is good to see. Never good to see someone retire from the race though, intentionally. So Just has actually pulled out a bit of a gap to Young Power with 1.4 seconds. And Duncan is Alfa Romeo teammate. Young Power's a reserve driver, but Duncan's permanent. And Yannick's right on the back of them as well, showing good pace. Wallboy only a further 2 seconds back. And gap I mentioned that was about 2 seconds between Cohen and Domi is already close to 1.2 seconds. You can see there. And look who's behind Domi as well. It's Isaac Kush, so keeping pace. And in the background there we have LRB coming through turn 4 there, and then we have Joey and Leo, and it's yellow flag, and who is it? Tom. Tom's still in his car? Yes. But Joey picked up a penalty then, 3-second time penalty. Quite hard to pick up penalties in the wet. I think the game's a little bit more lenient in the wet with the track limits than the dry. Oh, look how much of the track Juice was using there on entry to the final corner. So he's pulled out a bit of a gap now. He's another 4/10 this lap on Young Power, so showing much better pace is Just. And Duncan we probably wanted to get past actually. See if he can catch Just. Screech of the tyres there as he locks up momentarily. Cohen and Wogboy, oh, these guys fighting out. Oh, fantastic aerial shot here momentarily. But Domi's right there now. He's within a second of these guys, and Kush as well. So this is going to be all the pressure on Wogboy very, very soon. So Cohen will want to get past, and then Domi, and then Kush as well. So Wallboy has got his work cut out to hang on to this P5, or maybe even P7. But it is very hard to pass in the wet. No DRS, of course, so you're reliant on your own driving and your fuel and ERS management right on board with the Racing Point of SHZ Cohen. Might get the telemetry up as well to see. And Tom. Alright, and Cohen down the inside on Wogboy gets it done. So up into P5 goes Cohen, and he's released into some clean air. He's got 2.6 seconds to Yannick, who's in the second place train, and Joey's retired in pits, leaving us with just 11 runners. Tom a fair way off. Leo and LRB a fair way off as well. But we do have a relatively compact top 8. You can see there Domi and Kush desperate to get past Wallboy. I think he'll be enjoying this though, Wallboy. Different challenge. He's very, very fast. Does get a bit nervous when the pressure's high. I know in qualifying he struggles with that a little bit, and maybe key moments of the race as well, so it's a good experience for him. Racing with some high caliber drivers. Domi is essentially like top 3 driver on PlayStation. Has a little look there. Yannick, a 3-second time penalty, so he's running P4. Cohen within 3 seconds though, so yeah, Yannick might come to rue that penalty. Go off borders. Is that cushion sticking right with this train as well? And we got a Williams in the pits, and that's Tom for a wing change. And off he goes. Has not retired from the Grand Prix, so excuse me, sorry. Here we'll keep going. Just 2.3 seconds. Comfortable gap to Young Power now. So relatively unmatched for pace is just at the moment. Still a long way to go. 27 laps left. We're on lap 10. Yannick, a 5-second pit lane. Oh, and he's retired. Okay. Speeding. Is that a rage quit? Sped into the pits and retired. I think that's a rage quit. LRB pulls it up just. And LRB is retired as well. So 2 DNFs in the space of about 10 seconds there. And Tom's going to take those positions if he's still going around. Now, I'm not quite sure what the go with Yannick there was. He was still running P4, so well, a 3-second penalty would have probably hurt him in the end, but I don't think it's anything to rage quit about. Still well and truly in the race. Got 2 yellow flags at the moment, sector 1 and 2, and that is the retired cars that usually pull off to the side. There's the Williams passing the other Williams, and you can see the car of Yannick, the Alpha Atari, just retire or just disappear off circuit. Oh, and Dommy's got past Old Boy. Just got a better run up the hill. So Dommy now released, and Isaac should be desperate to get past his RS2 rival. Joey's left the session, retired some time ago. Oh, oversteer there. The way he manages it though is incredible. Is he going to go for a lunge there? He is. He's going to send it. Wogboy sees it coming. Thankfully, it doesn't turn in, but that was actually quite a good move there from Push. Nice of Wogboy as well, not to fight it too much. He could have defended the inside a bit more potentially, but now the challenge is to keep up with these two, because Cohen's already opened up a gap. It was 1.7 now, quickly closing. I'm sure Dommy's going to make light work of this gap between him and Cohen. Meanwhile, just lead up to 4.2 seconds. So on my 3-second penalty, Wogboy already a second behind after being overtaken that lap, using a little bit of battery. 0.8 now. Lovely short shifting there. Short shifting all the way to 7. It's a very difficult track in the wet. So let us know in the comments, guys, if you are watching, who you think is going to win. Do you think anyone's going to catch Juice? So far he's had Young Power and Duncan covered, although Duncan maybe can't get past Young Power. Very difficult to pass. And Cohen, is he catching those two as well? I think Dommy might be. Although that gap's just gone out a little bit. Oh, is it Kush Crash then? He had a snap of oversteer and he's going into the pit lane, doesn't speed. So this might be a wing change for him. He's actually retired. Losing drivers left, right, and centre. So that's only 8 left now. And yeah, just saw him in the background. Had that snap of oversteer, went into the barrier. Was keeping good pace though. So I think it's going to be interesting for the rest of the race is if Domi can make up any further positions. Get himself up at least to battle with Cohen, who's actually catching Duncan, and Duncan here's got to run on Young Power surely. Time to use the battery if you got any. He does. Fuel as well. Just sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and here we go. He's in the slipstream. He's using everything, and Young Power's not defending the inside. They're side by side. Still side by side. Good respect from them. Oh, look at the skill level, ladies and gentlemen. Side by side, and it's going to be a drag race. It's going to be a drag race down to turn 4. They're still side by side. Duncan has the inside, and that's going to be it. That's going to be the overtake. So the overtake took half a lap, but he's got it done. Has Duncan. So Duncan moves into P2. Young Power, can he fight back? Going up the hill. Not quite. And meanwhile, all this battling, of course, has slowed them down. And Jusseli's out to 6 seconds, and Cohen is caught right up to the back of them. And Cohen and Domi, he'll be on the back of these guys too. 7 drivers left now, as Leo's also retired from the Grand Prix. So we've lost 6 drivers, and not even halfway through yet. Domi has the fastest lap actually, so he is the fastest man on track, and that'll be a warning sign for those up ahead that Domi is coming, and he has the pace. So 1.4 seconds to Cohen. You see there, Duncan turns in, Young Power turns in, Cohen turns in, and there's Domi. So not much between them all now. Wild Boy in the background as well, 3.2 seconds off. Actually doing all right, in my opinion. Cohen's right on the back of Young Power now, so Duncan hasn't been able to pull away that much from Young Power. 1 second, so they are quite similar. Just looking at the gaps fluctuate, they're all closing slightly. The the gap at the front Juss is maintaining the gap to about 6 seconds. Young Power about 1 second, Cohen within 1 second, and Domi about 1 second. So no one can really get a bit more than that at the moment. Still got position change on it. So you can see that Tom's had a pit stop. Everyone else has stopped or retired in the pits. So penalties, 6 seconds for Tom. I'll just leave it on nothing for now. And who's that pitting? Cohen. So Cohen's in the pits. Is this going to cause a chain reaction? So I was about to say we're a bit low on action at the moment, but this is going to spring the race into life, and Wogboy's in as well. So he's looking to. Oh, look at the rear tyres as they come off the Ferrari pit crew. There's nothing left on them. They look like the intermediates that Lewis Hamilton raced on at Turkey last year, when he essentially wore all the wet weather tread off the tyre, and they were essentially a green striped slick tyre. Yeah, that was incredible to watch that day, and those tyres looked exactly the same. So high tyre wear here in the wet at Brazil. Is Domi going to respond? Is any of the top four going to respond to Cohen and Wogboy? Actually, if Young Power doesn't pit, who's going to pit? Oh, he has to stay out because Duncan's pitting. So Young Power's going to get jumped here. He might get undercut by both Cohen and Domi. Sorry, yeah, and Domi. That's right. Not Wogboy. Wogboy's too far back, I think. So everyone in pits now except Young Power. So he'll need an absolutely barnstorming in lap here. He's having a good run on debut. Sorry, Domi hasn't pitted. So he's going for the overcut, is Domi. Interesting. And Duncan's come out. I thought Domi pitted. He would have been on for an undercut for sure on Young Power. Anyway, and maybe even Cohen. No, Cohen undercut, didn't he? Right, let me get up the tyres because it is going to get interesting. Oh, what are we doing? No, we want tyre. There we go. Okay, so the front two yet to pit. And they probably will this lap. So pushed as hard as they can this lap, and in they come. Ooh, gonna slow down. You can see Domi lock up there, and again, not much tread left on the intermediate tyre. No tyre wear indicator though for either of these guys, so maybe not too bad. And here we go. Who's going to come out where? As Cohen sets the fastest lap, so he is going for the undercut as Cohen. Is he going to overcut Young Power? It's going to be really close. He's done it. Cohen's undercut Young Power into P3. And he's on the podium now. That's why I thought Domi maybe should have done that as well. And he would have got past Young Power, although I'm not sure what's happened to Domi. He's come out so far behind Young Power, 2.3 seconds. He was right on him on pit entry. Not quite sure what happened there. Maybe he made a mistake exiting the pits or something like that. Has he got any damage? Doesn't look like it. Anyway, Wogboy's caught up to him. 2 seconds of the gap there, so Wogboy's done alright to close the gap to RS1 champion. Still, the gap at the front is 6.1 seconds, so that's been pretty steady as Jules Speng's in the fastest lap now. Really showing the other drivers who's dominating in the lead. Took pole position, of course, as well. I really would have liked to see Izzat Kush up there with these guys battling. See how he would have done pace-wise. I think he would have been well and truly in it, to be honest. Purple first sector there for Duncan. No battles on track as it is at the moment. Our smallest gap at the moment is 1 second between Cohen and Young Power. Just under a second now. So who's got the better pace out of those two? I think Young Pound just might have it. Well, he has the fresher tyres by 2 laps, so maybe that's going to make a difference. Oh, yellow flag! It's going to be Tom. He's backwards facing momentarily. Ride with Young Power, see if he can close this gap to Cohen. No, he can't. Dolly does the pass lap. All these yawns are sneaking up on me, I do apologise. Oh, but oversteer there for Tommy. Wow, sliding it through the corner there. Such great car control, these guys. Using every inch of their corner entry there and the apex as well. Double short shift there from second to fourth on exit. Might do the same here. Second, third. Gap is coming down, 1.2 seconds. Tom in the pits once again. A bit of audio glitching at the moment, apologies for that. I love this aerial shot. It should be a selectable camera angle in spectator mode. I think they really need to do a bit of a revamp of spectator mode, if I'm honest. The graphics and especially the camera options, because sometimes the broadcast camera gives you absolute rubbish options compared to other games, like iRacing and stuff like that, where you have like 25 different camera angles you can select. This one you've got onboard like this. You can look around, I think, left and right. You can look behind, and then you got the off-board broadcast TV camera. So one thing I'm secretly hoping for in F1 2021 is some more broadcast options, better spectator mode. And Tom's finally retired from the Grand Prix, long way behind. He's done it on track, and that's a safety car. Oh dear, Tom. Is he crashed out though? Safety car. And Wallboy's in because he's last, and why wouldn't you? So Wallboy onto a fresh set of boots. Ferrari pit crew. But I think Tom crashed. Didn't catch it on stream. I thought he retired on track. But no. I think he crashed. But this is going to make it interesting, at least spice it up. Poor Just, he had a 6.5 second lead. He's trying to burn off some fuel. If you're wondering what he's doing there. Too much fuel on board, so yeah, he just dumps it in neutral or first gear and holds the throttle down to burn off some excess fuel. This guy's currently driving to a Delta. I wonder if any of them are going to pit actually, other than Wogboy. I think Dommy will. Surely Dommy pits. No, stays out. I think Dommy would have still come out ahead of Wogboy then. So maybe an opportunity lost. Oh wow, we're going to have 6 car, about 10 laps, 10-11 laps. Sprint to the finish. could get very interesting. Tom's in the chat. Can't quite see what he said. Oh, maybe something a bit more. Yeah, he just said he was trying to do some driving without racing line, but lost it and crashed. So was having his own little practice session, but unfortunately affected these guys. But I think it's going to benefit the viewers of the race at least. One driver's probably not going to be happy, or probably the least happy out of all the drivers. Definitely Jules, who was comfortably winning, still burning off fuel. Safety car in his lap? Don't believe so. I think we're going to have another lap on the safety car. Walt was actually doing the same thing, burning off fuel. Quite irritating, really, to listen to on board. Anyway, so hopefully we get done before MotoGP starts. Oh, Miku, I'm so sorry if you're watching. I just saw your message out asking if there's space in RS1 to race. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, obviously there would have been, but I'm terribly sorry I missed that, mate. I apologise. How can I race in RS1? Someone asking how can they race in RS1? Look, this is the final race of Season 4, so you will have to wait until next season, Season 5, which will be on the new game, F1 2021, which is coming out in July, I believe, sometime. So this being our final race, we're at the end of May. We're going to have no racing, or no official season in June. We might do some racing, but nothing. No official season. We might do an all-star race and maybe some classic races or some three-lap championship or something like that. But anyway, safety car is in this lap. But to answer the question, to race in RS1, you need to sign up for the new season and meet the requirements for this tier, which is at a minimum, be able to drive without racing line. And probably pace-wise, you're probably looking at under a 1 minute 40 at Belgium, to give you an idea. And that is a very interesting restart. We're 3 wide going into turn 1. The Senna S's, and who's got it? Duncan holds it from... Oh dear, I've got the revving glitch for Young Power. But what a frantic start. Wild Boy is just hanging back, hoping to pick up any scraps, but there isn't any scraps because these boys are so skilled. Oh, Asacom saying he's got 0 invites. Oh, mate, I sent you so many invites. I sent you like 5 invites. So yeah, really sorry that you couldn't. Oh, Yannick had negative 200-degree tyres. That explains why he retired. Well, I'm not quite sure how that happens, to be honest. This game is an absolute POS sometimes. But yeah, Ascom, sorry, like, mate, I personally sent you so many invites, and I know Cohen did as well, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with your network or your PlayStation. That's really unlucky, man. As Young Power's got past Cohen, oh, this is a great view to watch it, and are they going to come together? A little bit of contact. Be careful, boys, or Cohen drifting into Young Power slightly. And can Domi do anything about it? They're still side by side. Cohen's going to have the inside. Young Power trying to get through. They ghosted momentarily. But yeah, all fine. Domi can't get near these guys, and even Wogboy is right on the back of these guys. Oh, a little bit oversteer there for the Ferrari driver. This is very entertaining. Meanwhile, Duncan's built a bit of a gap to these guys. 1.8 seconds. Can Duncan hang on to Just though? 1 second at the moment. So we're going to find out if Just paces for real. That's 6 seconds, over 6 seconds he had before the safety car. I think that was reflective of his pace compared to the rest of the field, but I think Domi might be the only one possibly that could match him. But at the moment, he's stuck in traffic. Young Power, I would ride on board with him, but I've got the revving glitch for him, so we won't do that. Come back to the stream. I apologise. Sorry if it's how's the quality of the stream, by the way, in the picture and the sound? Is it okay? If you are watching, drop us a comment. Let us know if it's alright or not. Oh, it's horrible. Alright, Young Power was really close to Cohen. I don't think he is anymore, and Domi might actually be closer. He is 3/10. Boy hanging on as well. Oh, Young Power! 3 second time penalty. At the moment, it's going to put him last. Wow, so unfortunate. Last is only 6 though. 7 laps left. Yeah, the gap from Cohen to Duncan is huge now. So just and Duncan definitely a bit more pace than Cohen at least. I think Young Power and Domi definitely are a bit quicker than Cohen, as Duncan sets the fastest lap of the race at 15.8. So he'll be banking a bonus points for that one at this stage, unless anyone can beat it in the latter stages of the race. Well, Tommy's got to run. Here we go. This could be for P4. Oh, he's not going to do it. Oh, should have sent it. Nothing to lose there. He's gonna go up this hill. No, I think that was his opportunity. I don't think he's gonna be able to get closer than that. I mean, he's still that close, but beautiful car control through there. Short shifting all the way to 6. Short shifting out of here as well to minimise the wheel spin in the wet. A little bit oversteer. Nothing too bad though. He's straight into overtake, and you see what I mean? Like, he just fastest lap now, so he answers Duncan's previous fastest lap. Well, boy, is struggling to hang on now. I think Domi should have went for it that previous lap into turn 4. Can he get a better run again? He's fighting the car. He's going to use overtake? No. He's waiting for the opportune moment. It's insanely close. You can't get much closer. Go off board for a moment. Sorry, it's almost mesmerizing watching the skill level of these guys in the wet. Oh, he's much closer now. Might going back on board. Closer than last lap. He's on overtake. I think this is maybe an opportunity, or maybe he's going to try and get closer here. No, he's going for it. He's going for it. He's using all the battery here. He's got the run. He's going to the inside, and Domi is down the inside. There's a horrible camera angle, and he's through. He doesn't have to leave the space there for Young Power. So Young Power gave him the spot. Can he fight back? I'm going to go with, oh, Wallboy is too far back. Just look back. Oh, closes right up. That was a little bit of contact actually. Just touched. Not enough to cause any damage. So next on Domi's hit list is Cohen. Up to P4. So really hard to overtake here at Brazil. Even in the dry, to be honest, especially in the DRS train, but in the wet even more so. Had a wet race here on Tuesday night in Pacific Series Tier 1 on PlayStation, and it was extremely difficult to pass. You just need it. Oh, Cohen gets a bit squirmy on the exit. He might be feeling the pressure a bit with the champ behind him, and Domi's dumping this battery. He wants to get this P3 and see if he can catch up any further, but I think Jules and Duncan are gone at this stage. He's got a good run again through turn 3. Not close enough this time. I think he might want to get the pass done on the pit straight rather than down into turn 4. Which is interesting because you can use the pit straight to get closer to the car in front and then overtake down into turn 4. Those two straights being DRS zones, especially in the dry, works a treat. So use the first pit straight to close right up and then get a good run through center S's and then use the second DRS straight to get the pass done. Oh, big oversteer moment, what a catch. Could have been flicked off into the grass there. Reflexes of a cat, Domi. Amazing driving. Actually dropped off at Domi. Young Power's back on the back of him, but yeah. 8, 9 tenths now back from Cohen. I'll check in with our leaders. Just not really troubled, to be honest. He does have Duncan, only 1.3 back, but oh, and Mogboy a 3-second penalty, so he won't be taking the 5th place off Young Power. He won't be able to do a top 5 in RS1 unless he makes an overtake, which of course is entirely possible. Or someone else gets, or Young Power gets 2 penalties. Another penalty. Yeah, but Duncan, I don't think he's going to catch Jules. Cohen, the gap between Duncan and Cohen's growing every lap. And I'm sure if Domi's going to be able to get close enough to Cohen at this stage as well. We're on the penultimate lap. So through turn 4 they come. There's only one lap after this. Oh, Domi pushing so hard. You could see him slide there on corner exit, trying to get close to Cohen. I might just roll it right on board with him, see how hard he is pushing. Oh, look at that gain there. A little bit of a jolt. I think that was connection related. So Domi's had a really good lap actually. He's got rid of Young Power and he's closed right up on Cohen. He wants this podium. He hasn't finished off the podium since round 1, where he got a puncture leading the race. On the final lap too. So here we go. He's going to use all his batteries. Is he going to try and get it done on this straight or the next straight? I think he's got to go for it now. Cohen will be using his battery too. No, he's not close enough. It's a purple final sector. It's going to be a matter of who's got the most battery. Oh, got a bit of lag, unfortunately. Who gets a better exit here? Tommy's going to go for it again. Not close enough. Not close enough. So Cohen actually drove really well then. Really great defending, and oh, look at that. Sliding an oversteer through turn 6. We better go back to the front because Just is about to win his second race of the season, and the final round at Brazil. And it's been actually quite a dominant race, or a whole round for him really. Took pole position at 1 minute 6.0, so close to getting into the 5s, and he's led every lap of the Grand Prix, wins the Brazilian Grand Prix from VSR Duncan. Congratulations to those two. And Cohen's going to get his first podium, P3. Domi, first time he's finished a race and not been on the podium since round 1, so that shows how good he's been all season. Domi actually picks up driver of the day for that, making up all those positions. Wow. It wasn't the most exciting race, but still really great to watch the high skill level of these drivers in wet conditions. Congratulations to them. Thank you to all the fill-in drivers as well from RS2 and all the reserves. So we could get 13, 14 on the grid. It was awesome. And yeah, well done to our podium place getters. So just wins from Duncan, VSR boys, so consistent. SHZ Cohen, I believe that's his first podium. I'm relatively sure. And Domi P4, Young Power P5, and our final finisher was GeForce Wallboy in P6. Tom Leo, Isaac Kush, VER Yannick, LRB, SHZ Joey, and GeForce Ford, all non-finishers. Which is quite a lot. What's that? 7 non-finishers. More non-finishers than finishers, which is a bit disappointing, but all good. Look, we'll leave it there for the season. Thanks so much for tuning in. For not only for this race, but for the entire season as well. It's been good fun. So thanks for that, and thank you to the drivers. Congratulations to Juice for the win today, and congratulations to our season champion, VSR Domi, and I believe VSR Domi and SHZ Joey picked up the Constructors Championship as well. So GD to those guys, really great season, and yeah, we'll hopefully be back for, well, we will be back for Season 5 on F1 2020, and hopefully bigger and better than ever. So yeah, until then, it's bye bye for me.